Oh? Strange meeting you here. Aren't you staying in one of Goth's rentals? What brings you all the way out here this time of night? I doubt my brother would be too fond of finding you out here in this weather, especially when the manor is less than a mile away. Which means you aren't here to see him, are you? Has he managed to upset you this early? I was certain he'd last longer than this. Nothing to do with him at all? Disregard that then. Well, what seems to be the issue? Here, take my coat. You're shivering. Don't worry about me. I wear it for aesthetics. It's hardly cold enough for me to worry. Thus are the perks of a cryovision. Now, tell me what's the matter. Stress kills. Try not to let it get to you so soon. I'm actually starting to like you, so it would be a shame if you were gone too soon. But you're on the right track. Taking a long walk down these trails works wonders for the nerves. But maybe I just think that because I'm uncomfortable in the house. Even in separate rooms, the tension remains. It's a shame, really. Adeline wishes we got along better. I yearn for the same. Alas, some things are not destined to be. Not for me, anyway. Your fate can be different. I'm sure you've been to the Angel's Share a few times for this reason, right? If I'm not mistaken, that's how the two of you met. Hopefully you've met a few familiar faces? Sister Rosaria can drink her weight in wine, and that musician always does his best to lighten the atmosphere when I'm there. Have you met either of the two? Yes? Wonderful. I promise our dear sister is hardly as scary as she looks. And Venti, have you heard his latest news? His band is getting back together. They've been separated for a few months. All of them have their own goals, separate lives, unique occupations. But the art of music can bring together friends far and wide. Their reunion concert will be held in Liyue Harbor. If you're still feeling stressed, we can go together. I was planning on attending anyway. Having a beautiful guest would make it all the more fun. Please, don't worry about catching a ride. I do drive, you know. And once we get to the city, we can complete the walk ourselves. Or, if you're not up to that, we can get a room and get there a day early. Means I can treat you to a night on the town. How's that sound? You seem skeptical. I'll give you some time to think about it. But remember, there's no reason to be afraid of me. Whoever put that idea in your head was probably playing a prank. Unless I'm really that intimidating. Oh my, wouldn't that be entertaining? Well, we could always use the trip to test it. If you think I'm scary, you won't by the time we return. Really, how can you deal with Diluc but draw the line at me? Unless someone's got a crush? You must be seeing him through rose-colored glasses. That's the only way I can explain the way you see him. I can't blame you, though. Plenty of people in Mondstadt have tried and failed. But you might be the one who cracks him. And for good reason. I mean, look at you. Only you would decide to take a walk down some of the most empty paths available, all because of a bad day. I wouldn't be surprised if you started spouting some dreary poetic line about the rain, or explaining in detail why you only order non-alcoholic drinks. Or maybe you're more like Albedo? Have the two of you met yet? You would most definitely get along, after some work. He's different from the rest of your day-to-day Mondstadt folks. Gives me mad scientist vibes, to be honest. But Klee loves him, and anyone Klee approves of is good in my book. I like him too, to an extent. We don't communicate much, but when we do, it's clear he's usually all business. It isn't hard to get him to break character, but it isn't as easy as you'd think either. I think all he needs is one party. A day off work where he can do whatever he wants. He claims he wasn't designed that way and uses that as an excuse to get out of our social gatherings. But we all work for the same boss. It's just a way he avoids human interaction. But I'm sure once news gets to him that someone as interesting as yourself is in town, he'll change his mind. How are you interesting? Where do I start? Outside of the fact that you lured a hobbit from their cave, I'd have to begin with your creative mind. You've helped people all around the world with their business exploits. Heck, I'd go as far as saying you're a famed designer. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. Really though, give yourself more credit. You're worth a lot more than whatever this project has you thinking. I'm sure you've hit other obstacles before. You'll crush this one just like you did with the others. Roadblocks are made to be destroyed. And that's another thing. You're always knocking down the things that are in your way. We may have just recently met, but your reputation precedes you. I should take you out for drinks one night and get my very own interview. Maybe you can help Jean design our new offices. It would be an honor working in a space you curated. Jokes aside, I admire you. Everyone likes you, and you know how to handle business. While I have one of those skills, I wasn't so blessed in the other area. Half the city thinks I'm absolutely insufferable. Of course, I happen to disagree, but majority rules. Maybe that's why your whole scared of me bit is a little painful. I mean, if the person everyone likes won't hang out with me, I must be the biggest loser in town. I'm only joking. Well, about myself, what I said about you stands true. People absolutely love you. Oh, what I'd give to live a day in your shoes. I want to know the torment of being loved. Surely it's far different from anything I'm going through. Imagine being treated like an alien in your own home. It isn't the most abnormal feeling for me, but it's been worse this time around. I wonder if you have anything to do with it. Really, Diluc wasn't this distant before. I even set the two of you up on a date, and he still won't take my word at face value. It's as though he sees us as being in competition with one another. I have no intentions on stealing a partner from him, and he knows that. I think the bulk of his worry is his own insecurity. People from far and wide have flocked to his side. Difference is, although I've had less opportunities, I handled each opportunity I was given far better than he could ever manage. So, I thought giving him some pointers would help. But that just upset him more. He's so picky. It's hard to please someone who thinks the way that he does. The kindest soul. Alas, he only sees negativity in himself and others. I can't imagine living such a bitter life. He's so troubled that his problems become my own. I've moved past the petty ways of my past, apologized for the unforgivable. But maybe the damage has been done? Who cares though? That's hardly your problem. But you're definitely related somehow. Maybe if we can get along, it'll teach me how to get my brother back. The others call you a godsend. Said you've been doing nothing but helping since you stepped in town. I hope the same is true for us. But I don't want to seem selfish. I just want to be openly vulnerable. I want you to understand that I mean well. Whatever rumors you've heard or preconceived opinions you have, I want them gone. I want you to get to know me in the way I wish to know you. Can we make a deal? Still hesitant? I understand. But the concert? You aren't escaping that decision. Remember, you can say no, but... Oh? You've made up your mind then? Alright, it's a date. Or not. I think you know what I mean. Just meet me here at sunrise in a couple days, and remember to bring my coat back with you. What? You thought I was going to leave you in the cold with no resistance to it? What kind of friend would I be if I did that to you? You've got a lot to learn about me. Now then, run along. I'm sure there's someone out tonight searching for you in the city. I don't want you to make anyone panic because you aren't where you're scheduled to be. If you need, I can walk you back. All right then, let's go.